So like I said, I'm going to show a portfolio. I have 5 portfolios in this business. I'm about to share one of them with you. I want you to see what this really is. When we talk about get the next deal, get the next deal, it's worth it, financial freedom, own your life, all of that stuff. At the end of the day, the day that I'm the most excited about is when I see a residual file, which I'm going to show you here in just a second. But before I do that, because we live in a world of unicorns and people living in fantasy land thinking equal results, not equal opportunity, I'm going to share this disclaimer. All results stated are not typical and do not imply you'll duplicate them or do anything for that matter. Any of my strategies and case studies are only examples of what others have done and accomplished. There's no assurance you'll do as well as or even close to the figures I achieved or other clients have done. Results are based on many factors, including skill, effort, and years of hard work. We have no way of knowing how well you will do, as we do not know you, your background, your business model, or your work ethic, etc., especially if the techniques are never implemented. So for those of you that aren't even working, that's you, if the techniques are never implemented. If you rely upon our figures, you must accept the risk of not doing as well, as we are a large established business developer with many years of research and experience. All right, there's my disclaimer, okay? I'm not guaranteeing you anything. You guarantee yourself the results. Okay, so a lot has been removed out of this. I'm not going to share merchant names and stuff like that, but I want you to see what you're doing. This is your goal. This is your business. Every yes that you get, this grows. Okay, so some of you right now have 0. You have absolutely nothing. This is what your residual file looks like, some of you. So if you're brand new, that's okay. Guess what? That's what mine looked like at one point. My first residual check was 70 cents. And I couldn't have been more excited because I was on my way. That was an asset. I had an asset that was pumping 70 cents. And I was okay with that because I knew it would grow. It's just a math equation. So let me go back. Let me undo that. Some of you only have a couple of accounts. I did a one-on-one last week with a student. He only had one account. It was paying like $47 and he was bummed. He's like, it's only $47. I'm like, dude, it's just one. Watch what happens when you keep getting more. Okay. So these are actual accounts. This is a real residual file. And here's the payout. Okay, folks, this is residual income. This is only $28. Oh man, this account's only pumped $9. Well, there you go. 252, 167, 214. Folks, we sign them all. Here's an account right here. $2,600. This is one account. So if you're out there and you're having a slow start, it's okay. Get results. Just get the next one. Each one of these is an asset. Each one of these is an asset. You get someone to say yes and you save them a bunch of money. They go into your residual file and it is now an asset that is going to pump money every single month and you got paid to acquire it. And this residual file always opens people's eyes because they really see what I mean, like just get the next deal. Okay, so just this alone, $2,600. If you had to go work 6 months to land one good account like that, maybe in those 6 months, these were all the accounts you signed. Let's say it took 6 months to sign this first little list. Would you work night and day, 6 months, if your residual income was $9,500? Okay, that's 22 accounts. Answer that to yourself right now. Would you do whatever it takes and go to work and get rejected and maybe not go at the pace that you want to go if you could just get a deal here and a deal there and a deal here and a deal there? What if it took you 6 months to sign 22 accounts? That's less than 4 a month. That's 1 a week. Can you go sign 1 deal a week if in 6 months your residual income was going to be $9,500? This is what we're doing here. This is what I'm talking about when I say just get the next one. It's worth it. Okay? The goal is for this file to get bigger and bigger and bigger. those didn't come, it's another juicy one, $2,000. Those didn't come from wanting to build this business. They came from building this business and going to work. My son is 9 years old. He's sitting right here with me. He's looking and watching, learning this lesson about assets right now. When he was born, the first years of his life, I was gone. I was out signing these accounts. I was literally out signing these accounts on road trips, staying in hotels, because I knew when he was old enough, the result would be worth it, okay? So this is one of my personal books. This is one of 5 merchant accounts, okay? $61,000. $61,000. I knew when he got older, and I have 3 kids now, but when he was born, I went hard and I went out. This isn't even a lot of accounts, folks. But I knew that when he got older, it wouldn't matter. Those nights away from the family, the little things that I miss. I did miss stuff, but you think I miss anything now? We no longer trade time for money because we built a large asset. And that large asset is this business, which is just accumulated of all these individual assets. That's it, folks. I want to show how serious this business is and what you can actually do with it. If you've kind of stepped back from the business, if you've kind of lost hope, or you didn't start as fast as you wanted, or you fell for the carrot, right? We all know that cartoon of the guy carrying the carrot, the old cartoon. You got the donkey, you got the man on the wagon, he's holding the carrot in front of the donkey, and the donkey cheek is walking after the carrot, right? Okay, that's a paycheck. It's an illusion. There's no freedom to it. You will work your whole life. My brother-in-law just bought a mansion up in the Northwest, works for Google, and he can't come visit Florida or go on a Spartan race whenever he wants. But he lives in a mansion. Okay, that's an illusion. If you want freedom, if the only thing you care about is a bunch of money, then you can get a really high-paying job like him, right? I'm not bashing him. I'm just promoting what assets do when you focus on assets. Okay, the last one I want to talk about is the book, If I Lost It All Today, what I would do from day 1 to day 180 to rebuild a 6-figure residual income. How would I do that? What do you think, Joey? Would I go get a job, or would I focus on building assets? Correct. You know what this is, bud? It's a credit card machine. You know, when we go to the store, we go to a store, I got my wallet right here, lucky. So now we go to a store, we want to buy something, we pull out our card, and we do that, right? What does that do? Well, it makes money for us, but when we're at the store doing that, we're paying for something, right? Right? So almost all businesses now accept credit cards. So folks, this is an asset for you. This thing right here, Joey, you believe that? This is literally an asset. So Joey, when we put this in somebody's business, right now there's people watching. All those years I was away when I go on road trips, I'm talking to businesses, and I'm trying to get them to put one of my credit card machines in their business. They save money when I do that. What do you think happens for us when I put one of these in someone's business and their customers start paying them? We make money. So is that an asset or a liability? An asset, okay? It's that simple, folks. This is an asset. Go get these in people's businesses. Obviously, we have point of sales. I don't think this is the only thing that we have. The point is, if you can get people to run cards through your machine, they're going to win. Do you know what happens when they sign up with us? We save them a bunch of money, okay? If I can put this into someone's business, that owner who owns the business, they're going to save a bunch of money. And I get paid over and over and over again to do that. Does that sound pretty good deal? Yeah. You should see the smile on his face. Folks, that's what we're doing. So the title of the book, what would I do from day 1 to day 180? I'd get out and I wouldn't do anything but go sign merchant accounts. I would stack my asset column again, and I would do it at the quickest rate possible. Why? Because the window of opportunity for the cash discount program is right now. There are so many people in the industry that when I first started cash discounting like 5 years ago, like, that's a bad mistake. You shouldn't go all in on that. That's going to go away. People aren't going to like that. It's going to scare customers away. Okay, that was 5 years ago. Now, everybody's doing the cash discount program. And we still have just barely broke the ice of the amount of businesses that have switched over to it. But thanks to this horrible COVID that rocked our world, business owners right now are more open than ever to thinking outside the box, to regaining profits. Over the last year, they've been hemorrhaging money, and they're more willing. The same people that said, I won't do cash discounting, and they were scared of it, are now open to doing it because they might not make it another year anyways. And then they jump on and they realize, you know what? I'm not scaring any customers away. I'm not losing any money. There's no better time than right now to get out there and go to work, folks. I hope that meeting resonates, because it's one thing to constantly hear someone say, own your life and financial freedom and go sign the next merchant account. It's another thing to actually like visualize this, okay? This should be you. And I can't make it you. Your wife can't make it you. Your kids can't make it you. Only you can make this file yours. Our favorite day in this house is the biggest portfolio we've built, not this one. The biggest one, when we sit, me and my wife look at it every single month. And it just keeps coming. So folks, I hope that motivates you, that this is real. You don't have to have millions of dollars in capital to put into stocks to equal the same. What would it take? Let's figure this out, okay? So you got a $61,000 portfolio. You got all these little accounts, man. You guys have no idea the road trips and the rejection, and you do have an idea. If you're out there working, you do have an idea. Whatever you're dealing with out there, been there, done that. It's the same, okay? And no matter how good you are, you have to go through that. This is the outcome. It's worth it, okay? But let's just real quickly, I don't want to keep you guys on forever here. I got stuff to do. $61,000 portfolio. If I had, I'm just going to rough numbers here. If I had $3 million and I could get a 3%, okay, let's try $2 million. I'd have to have $2 million in stocks at a 3% dividend return for $60,000. You know what though? That would be annually. Okay, dividends are like 3% on average, or like 3.5%. But most of those you get annually. Okay, so at $2 million in a stock with a 3% dividend would equal 60 grand. But that's yearly. Are you kidding me? You'd have to multiply that by 12. You need like $24 million at a 3% dividend to equal this same residual on a monthly basis, okay? Let's move to real estate. In real estate, there's a rule. It's the 1% rule, okay? So when it comes to like a rental property or the cash flow that you make on a property, 1% of the purchase price in a monthly ROI is good. Like that's like standard. So you'd have to have about roughly a $6 million real estate portfolio, not including the management and tenants and fixing toilets and all that. I mean, you're going to pay a management company to do that, I would imagine, but still, 1% would be $60,000. So this book of business is the equivalent of a $6 million real estate portfolio, and it goes on and on. I hope you guys get the point. I don't have $6 million to just throw into real estate. I don't think the average person, when I started this business, I didn't have that kind of money to just go drop into something for that kind of cash flow. So what's the alternative? It's this. Go to work. This machine. Set you free. Literally. If you want to increase your odds, plug in. We have it all. We have it all there for you. You don't need to do this yourself. The biggest one that I wanted to talk about was right here, contact support. We said this when you were brand new. Well, I'll say it again right now. We know who's serious about this business because they're reaching out. When you're brand new and you don't even call and ask about like a terminal, or like one of the good questions, I just got it this morning from Jack. Jack, I don't know if you're on here. I'm not looking at the list, but it's like, I know some businesses and they have that square thing. Do we have something similar to that? Great question. That's someone who's brand new that actually gives a crap about this business, that is thinking about it and thinking about businesses that he can go to, but he doesn't want to until he knows some basic stuff. So if you're brand new and you don't ever contact support, you got a like 0% chance unless you already have industry experience coming into this. Contact support. We are your partners and your success is the company's success. If you don't make any money, neither do we. We want to be on the phone call, having conversations with you, because that's how we know that you're out there trying to build a business, and that's how we win. You're not alone doing this. So make sure you utilize all that.